Are you all right, Mr. Frank?
Yes.
Everyone in the office has gone home. It's after 6.
I've come to say goodbye. I'm leaving here, Miep.
What do you mean? Where are you going?
I don't know yet. I haven't decided.
Mr. Frank, you can't leave here. This is your home. Amsterdam is your home. Your business here waiting for you.
I can't stay in Amsterdam, Miep. There are too many memories for me here. Everywhere there's something. The house we lived in. The school. I'm not the person you used to know. I'm bitter. Forgive me, I shouldn't speak to you like this. After all you did for us. Suffering.
No, it wasn't suffering.
I know what you went through. You and Mr. Crawler. I'll remember it as long as I live. Come, Miep.
Oh, Mr. Frank, did you see? There's some of your papers here. We found them in a heap of rubbish on the floor after you left.
Burn them.
But, Mr. Frank, there are letters, notes.
Burn them. All of them.
Burn this.
Anne's diary. Monday, the 6th of July, 1942. 1942, is it possible, Miep? Only 3 years ago. Dear diary, since you and I are going to be great friends, I will start by telling you about myself. My name is Anne Frank. I'm 13 years old. I was born in Germany. As my family is Jewish, we emigrated to Holland when Hitler came to power. My father started a business importing spice and herbs. Things went well for us until 1940. Then the war came and the Dutch defeat, followed by the arrival of the Germans.
Then things got very bad for the Jews. They forced Father out of his business. Yesterday, Father told me we were going into hiding. Our hiding place was to be in the attic of the building where my father used to have his business.
We were afraid you'd been picked up.
We had to take the long way around. There were too many of the green police on the streets. Van Daan's come?
Half an hour ago.
Good. Mrs. Van Daan, I'm sorry.
Mr. Frank?
I'm sure this is Peter.
Mr. Frank?
Oh, Mr. Van Daan, forgive me, we are late, but the green police. This is my wife, Edith. This is Mrs. Van Daan. Mr. Van Daan, there's son Peter. And these are my 2 daughters, Margaret.
Hello.
And Anne. Hello, Anne.
Mrs. Frank, we put a store of food you sent in here. Get rice here, soap, linen here.
Yes, Unfortunately, I have to hurry. I've got to go to the other side of town to pick up some ration books for you.
Ration books? They see our names on the ration books. They'll know we're here.
Don't worry. Your names won't be on them. Goodbye. I'll be up later.
Goodbye, Meep. Thank you, Meep.
Goodbye, Meep.
It's illegal, then, the ration books? We've never done anything illegal.
We won't be living exactly according to regulations.
This isn't a black market, Mrs. Frank. This is what we call the white market, helping all the hundreds and hundreds hiding out in Amsterdam.
It's the Westertoren.
I must go. I must be out of here and downstairs in the office before the workmen get here. And Meep, or I, or both of us will be up each day to bring you food and news and find out what your needs are. Or you will tell them about the noise.
I will tell them.
Goodbye then for the moment.
Goodbye, Mr. Crowler.
Thank you, Mr. Crowler.
I'll be up again after the workmen leave.
Goodbye, Mr. Crowler.
How can we thank you?
Never thought. I'd love to see the day when a man like Mr. Frank would have to go into hiding. When you think.
Oh, let us take off some of these clothes.
Oh, yes. It's a wonder we weren't arrested walking along the street. Petronella in a fur coat in July, me in this, and that cat of Peter's crying all the way.
A cat?
Anne, please.
Oh, it's all right. I have 3 on.
Now, about the noise. While the men are in the building below, we must have complete quiet. Every sound can be heard down there, not only in the workrooms, but in the offices too. The men come about 8:30 and leave about 5:30. So to be perfectly safe, from 8 o'clock in the morning until 6 o'clock in the evening, we must move only when it is necessary. And then, in stockinged feet. We must not speak above a whisper. And we must not run any water. We cannot use the sink or even, forgive me, the WC. The pipes go down through the workrooms. It would be heard. No trash.
Niederländer der besetzten Gebiete. Mit dem heutigen Tage wird der Reichskommissar Zeit-Inquart alle Maßnahmen auf gesetzgeberischer Art treffen, die notwendig.
No trash must ever be thrown out, which might reveal that someone is living here. Not even a potato paring. We must burn everything in the stove at night. This is the way we must live until it's over, if we are to survive.
Until it is over.
But after 6 o'clock, we can move about. We can laugh and speak and have supper and play games and read, just as we would at home. And now I think it would be wise if we all went to our rooms and were settled before 8 o'clock. Mrs. Van Dam, you and your husband will be upstairs. I regret that there is no place for Peter up there, but he will be down here, near us.
Well, where were you and Mrs. Frank sleep?
Oh, this room is also our bedroom.
Oh, that's not right. Oh, no. We'll sleep down here. You take the
This
room
is your
up.
place, believe me. I thought about it for weeks. It's the best arrangement. Careful, it's the only arrangement. Well, here it is. It's a little bit primitive, but the best we can do.
Frank, I don't know what would have happened to us if it hadn't been for you.
Oh, you don't know how much your husband helped me when I came first to this country. Knowing no one, not even able to speak the language. Anneke! Anneke!
Peter, you're not afraid?
Please, Mother.
You too must have some rest, Edith. You didn't close your eyes last night. Nor did you, Margot.
I slept, Father. That's funny. I know it was my last night in my own room, and yet I slept soundly.
I'm glad. Come with me. You and Margaret rest in the girls' bedroom for the time being.
Are you sure? I could help, really, and Anne hasn't had her milk.
I'll give it to her. And, Peter, you better take your shoes off now before you forget.
What school did you go to?
Jewish secondary.
But that's where Margaret and I go. I never saw you around.
Nice to see you sometimes.
You did?
In the schoolyard. You were always standing in the middle of a bunch of kids.
Well, why didn't you ever come over?
I'm sort of a lone wolf.
What are you doing?
Taking it off.
You can't do that. They'll arrest you if you go out without your star.
Who's going out?
Of course. You're right. We don't need it anymore, do we? I wonder what our friends will think when we don't show up today.
I didn't have any dates with anyone.
Oh, I did. I had a date this afternoon with Yopi to go over and play ping pong at her house. Do you know Yopi Duvall?
No.
Yopi's my best friend. I wonder what she'll think when she telephones and there's no answer. Probably she'll go over to the house. I wonder what she'll think then. We left everything as if we'd suddenly been called away. Breakfast dishes in the sink, bed's not made. What are you going to do with yours?
Burn it.
It's funny. But I just can't throw mine away.
You can't throw. Something they branded you with? They made you wear so they could spit on you?
I know. But it is the Star of David, isn't it?
Now, this is your room. But I warn you, Peter, you cannot grow anymore. Not an inch. Or you'll have to sleep with your feet out of the skylight. Are you hungry?
No.
We have some bread and butter.
No, thank you.
You can have it for luncheon then. And tonight we'll have a real supper. Our first supper together.
Thanks. Thanks.
It's a nice boy, Peter.
He's awfully shy, isn't he?
Oh, you will like him, I know.
I certainly hope so, since he's the only boy I'm likely to see for months and months.
And there's a box there. Will you open it?
You know the way I'm going to think of it here? I'm going to think of it as a boarding house. A very particular summer boarding house. Father, my movie stars, I was wondering where they were. And Queen Wilhelmina, how wonderful.
And there's something else. Go on. Look further.
A diary. Oh, thank you. I've never had a diary, and I've always longed for one. Pencil. Oh. Pencil. Going down the office with a pencil.
Anne, no!
But there's nobody down there now.
It doesn't matter. I don't want you ever to go beyond that door.
Never?
Never.
Not even at nighttime when there's
No.
no one there or on
No.
Sundays?
No.
Can I even go down and listen to the radio?
Never. I'm sorry, Annika. It isn't safe. You must never go beyond that door.
I see.
I'm sorry, Annika. I know it will be hard for you, but always remember this. There are no walls, there are no bolts, no locks that anyone can put on your mind. Meep will bring us books, and we'll read poetry, history, mythology. Come, here's your milk. As a matter of fact, between you and me, being here has certain advantages for you. For instance, you remember the battle you had the other day with your mother on the subject of overshoes? You said you'd rather die than to wear overshoes, and in the end you had to wear them. Now you see, for as long as we are here, you don't have to wear overshoes anymore. Isn't that good? And the piano. You don't have to practice the piano anymore. I tell you, this is going to be a fine life for you.
I expect I should be describing what it feels like to go into hiding. I really don't know yet myself. The days aren't so bad. At least we know that Meep and Mr. Crowler are down there below us in the office. Our protectors, we call them. I asked Father what would happen to them if the Nazis found out they were hiding us. Pim said they would suffer the same fate that we would. Imagine. We've been here for 2 months already. Everybody's trying to make the best of it. Even Mother, who can be unbearable. She insists on treating me like a baby, which I loathe.
It's safe now. The last workman left.
Whee!
Oh, I'm first for the WC.
6 o'clock. School's over.
Have you seen my shoes?
Your shoes?
You've taken them, haven't you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You'll be sorry.
Oh, will I?
Let me have my shoes. Come on, let me have my shoes.
Anne!
Ouch!
Anne!
Stop it! Ouch!
Peter!
Peter, where are you going? Come dance with me.
I told you I don't know how.
Well, I'll teach you.
I'm going in to give Mushi his dinner.
Well, can I watch?
He doesn't like people around while he eats.
Peter, please.
No!
Anne, dear, I think you shouldn't play like that with Peter. It isn't dignified.
Who cares if it's dignified? I don't want to be dignified.
You complain I don't treat you like a grown-up, but when I do, you resent it.
I only want some fun. Someone to laugh and clown with. After you've sat still all day and hardly moved, you've got to have some fun. I don't know what's the matter with that boy.
He's not used to girls. Give him a little time.
Time? Isn't 2 months time? I could cry. Come on, Margaret. Come on, dance with me, please.
I have to help with supper.
You know, we're going to forget how to dance. When we get out, we won't remember a thing. Da-dum, 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 dum-dum, da-dum, 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 dum-dum, da-dee, da-dum, da-dum, dum-dum, da-dum, 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 da-dum,
Where's Peter?
Where would he be?
Oh, he hasn't finished his lessons yet, has he? His father's going to kill him if he catches him in there with that cat again. And his work not done.
Da-dum,
You go and get him out, will you?
da-dum, da-dum, da-dum. Peter! Peter!
What is it?
Your mother says to come out.
I'm giving Mushi his dinner.
Well, you know what your father says.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, I haven't looked at him since lunch.
All right, I'm just telling you, that's all.
I'll feed him.
I don't want you in here.
Peter!
All right, give him his dinner and come right out, you hear?
Oh, Peter. Is that any way to talk to your little girlfriend?
Oh, then for heaven's sakes, will you please stop saying
Oh,
that?
look, he's blushing.
I'm
He's
not.
blushing. Yes,
Leave me
he
alone,
is.
will you?
He acts like there's something to be ashamed of. Peter, there's nothing to be ashamed of to have a little girlfriend.
You're crazy. She's only 13.
So what? You're 16. That's perfect. Your father's 10 years older than I am. Oh, Peter. Peter. Oh, I tell you, Mr. Frank, if this war lasts much longer, you and I are going to be related.
Mazel tov.
Good evening, everyone. Forgive me if I don't stay, but I have a friend waiting for me in there. My friend Tom. Tom Cat. People say that we look alike, but Tom has the most beautiful whiskers, and I only have a little fuzz. I'm hoping in
All right,
time...
Mrs. Quack Quack.
Peter!
I heard about you. How you talk so much in class, they called you Mrs. Quack Quack. How Mr. Smitter made you write a composition. Quack, quack, said Mrs. Quack Quack.
Well, go on. Tell them the rest. how it was so good he read it out loud in class. And then he read it out loud to his other classes.
Quack, 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 quack.
You are the most intolerable, insufferable boy that I have ever met. With all the boys in the world, why do I have to get locked up with one like you?
Quack, 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 quack. From now on, stay out of my room. Quack, 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 quack.
Meat not come yet?
The workman just left a little while ago.
What's for dinner tonight?
Beans.
Oh, not again.
Oh, poor Pootie, I know. Well, what can we do? That's all meat brought us.
We are now in what is known as the bean cycle. Beans broiled, beans en casserole, beans with strings, beans without strings.
I saw you playing with your cat.
He just went in there a few seconds ago to put away his clothes. He's been out here all this time.
Mrs. Van Dunn, may I try on your coat?
Oh, yes. Oh, it's all right. But you be very careful with it. My father gave me this coat the year before he died. Oh, look. He always bought me the best that money could buy.
Mrs. Van Dunn, did you have a lot of boyfriends before you were married?
Oh, Anne, dear, that is a personal question. It is not courteous to ask personal questions.
I don't mind. Oh, our house was swarming with boys. When I was a girl, I had the...
God, not again.
Oh, shut up. One summer, we had a big house on Hilversum. And the boys were buzzing around like bees around a jam pot. And I was 16, and we wore our skirts very short in those years. And I had good-looking legs. I still have them. I may not be as pretty as I used to be, but I still have my legs.
All right, we see them.
Please, Mother.
Oh, I embarrass you, do I? Well, I hope the girl that you marry has as good. Oh, my father was very worried about me in those days. What with all the boys buzzing around? And he said to me, if ever anyone gets fresh, you say, remember, Mr. So-and-so. Remember, I'm a lady.
Remember, Mr. So-and-so. Remember, I'm a lady.
Oh, Annika.
Look at you talking that way in front of her. Don't you know she puts everything down in that diary?
So if she does, I'm only telling the truth.
Showing off your legs. Let me ask you.
So would you mind, Peter, if I moved you over to the couch?
Meat must have the radio on.
Haven't you finished yet?
No.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
All right, I'm done.
Uh-huh.
A hopeless case.
Right.
Why do I go on?
You are not hopeless. No, please, don't talk like that. It's just that you don't have anyone to help you like the girls have. Maybe you could help, Mr. Frank.
I'm sure that his father... No, not me. I can't do anything with him. He won't listen to me. Go ahead if you want to.
Well, what do you think, Peter? Shall we make our school co-educational?
You're an angel. An angel. I don't know why I didn't meet you before I met that one there. Oh, move over, Peter. Now, you listen to everything Mr. Frank says.
Yes, I think maybe it's better we continue in Peter's room.
That's right. Now, Peter, you listen to everything Mr. Frank says because Mr. Frank is a highly educated man.
I can hear a man's voice talking.
Aren't things bad enough here without you sprawling all over the place?
Well, if you didn't smoke so much, you wouldn't be
Am
so
I
bad-tempered.
smoking? Do you see me smoking?
You mean you smoked up all those cigarettes?
One package. Meep only brought me one package.
Well, it'll still be happening anyway. It's a good time for you to break it.
Don't start.
You know, they're just smoking
All right,
up
just
all
keep
of our
still.
money. You know that.
Will you
All
just
of
keep
our
still?
money is being used for your...
Will you shut up? What are you staring at?
I never heard grown-ups quarrel before. I thought that only children quarreled.
That wasn't a quarrel. It's a discussion. And I never heard children so rude before.
I rude?
Anne, dear, will you bring me my knitting? I must remember when Meep comes to ask her to bring me some more wool.
I need some more hairpins and some soap. I made a list.
Have you any library books when Meep comes?
It's a wonder that Meep has a life of her own the way we make her run errands for us. Please, Meep, get me some starch. Please, take my hair out and have it cut. tell me all the latest news, Meep. Did you know that she was engaged? His name is Dirk, and Meep's afraid that the Nazis will ship him off to work in their war plants in Germany. That's what they do with the young Dutchmen. They pick them up.
Do you ever get tired of talking? Suppose you try to keep still for 5 seconds. Just 5 seconds.
Anne, will you go and finish your milk?
I never heard such a child. Talk, talk, talk. Where's my, every night it's the same thing. Talk, talk, talk. Where did I put my...
What are you looking for?
Pipe. Did you see my pipe?
Well, good's your pipe. You don't have any tobacco.
At least I'll have something to hold in my mouth. Margaret, have you seen my pipe?
It was on the table last night.
I know. Anne, have you seen my pipe? Anne?
Anne, dear, Mr. Van Daan is speaking to you.
Am I allowed to talk now?
You are the most accurate. She's the most... You know what the trouble with you is? You've been spoiled. What you need is a good old-fashioned spanking.
Remember, Mr. So-and-so. Remember, I'm a lady.
Anne, please.
Why can't you be nice and quiet like your sister Margaret? Why do you have to show off all the time? Let me give you some advice, young lady. A man doesn't like that kind of thing in a girl. Did you know that? A man likes a girl who listens to her husband once in a while, a nice domestic girl who will keep the house shining for her husband, a girl who likes to sew and cook.
I cut my throat first. I open my veins. I'm going to be remarkable. I'm going to Paris.
Paris.
To study music and art.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a famous dancer or singer or something wonderful.
Oh, look what you've done, you clumsy little fool. Oh, my beautiful coat my father gave me.
I'm so sorry.
What do you care? It's not yours. So you ruined it. Do you know what this coat costs? Do you? Oh, look at it. Look at it. Oh.
I really am very sorry.
I could kill you. I could just kill you for this.
Leafia, come back. The supper. Come back.
Anne, dear, you must not behave in that way.
It was an accident.
No, I don't mean that. I mean answering back. You must not answer back. They are our guests. We must always show the greatest courtesy to them. Look, we're all living under terrible tension, and that's why we must try and control ourselves. You don't hear Margaret getting into arguments with them, do you? She's always courteous, never familiar. She keeps her distance, and they respect her for it. Why don't you try and be like Margaret?
And have them walk all over me the way they do her? No thanks.
I'm not afraid that anyone is going to walk all over you, Anne. I'm afraid for other people, that you'll walk on them. I don't know what happens to you, Anne. You get so wild, so self-willed. You know, if I'd ever spoken to my mother the way you speak to
Things
me...
have changed. People just aren't like that anymore. Yes, Mother. No, Mother. Anything you say, Mother. I've got to fight things out for myself. Make something of myself.
But it isn't necessary to fight to do it. Margaret doesn't fight.
Margaret! That's all I ever hear from everyone. How good Margaret is. Why can't you be more like Margaret?
Anne, don't get so
Everything
upset.
she does is right and everything I do is wrong. I'm the goat around here. You're all against me.
That's not true.
And you worst of all.
I don't know how we can go on living like this. I can't say a word to Anne. She flies at me.
Oh, you know, Anne, in half an hour she'll be out here laughing and joking.
Look, I told your father it wouldn't work, but no, he had to ask them. He said he owed it to them. Well, now he knows that I was right. These quarrels, this bickering. Oh. Every time I hear that noise, my heart stops.
All right.
It's Meep. Father, Meep's here.
Oh, thank you, Margaret. Has everyone his list?
I'll get my books.
Meep's here.
Last, I'll have some cigarette.
Oh, I can't tell you how unhappy I am about Mrs. Van Daan's coat. Anne should never have touched.
Oh, she'll be all right.
Is there anything I can do?
No, don't worry.
Mr. Crowler.
Hello?
How are you, Mr. Crowler?
Fine, thank you.
This is a surprise.
When Mr. Crowler comes, the sun begins to shine.
Meep is coming?
Not tonight.
Wouldn't you like a cup of coffee? Oh, better still, will you stay and have supper with me?
No, thank you.
Mr. Crawler has something to talk over with us. Something has happened, he says, which demands an immediate decision.
Oh? What is it?
Well, usually when I come up here, I try to bring some bit of good news. But today something has happened. Dirk, Meep's Dirk, you know, came to me just now. He tells me he has a Jewish friend living near him, the dentist. He says he's in trouble. He begged me, could I do anything for this man? Could I find him a hiding place? So I come to you. Would you take him in with you?
Of course we will.
It'll just be for a night or two until I find him some other place. This happened so suddenly, I didn't know where to turn.
Where is he?
It's downstairs in the office.
Good, bring him up.
His name is Dussel, Jan Dussel.
Dussel.
I'll get him.
Forgive me, I spoke without consulting you.
This is your place. You have a right to do exactly as you please, of course. But the way I feel is, there's so little food as it is to take in another person.
We can stretch the food a little. It's just for a few days.
Would you like to bet?
I think it's fine to have him. But Otto, where are you going to put him?
He can have my bed. I'll sleep on the floor. I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, that's very kind of you, Peter, but your room is already too small, even for you.
I have an idea. I'll come in here with you and Mother, and Margaret can take Peter's room, and Peter can go in our room with Mr. Dussel.
That's right. We could do that.
No, you mustn't sleep in that room, Margaret. No, you nor Anne. Mushy has caught some rats in there. He's brave. He doesn't mind.
Well, then how about this? I'll come in here with you and Mother, and Mr. Dussel can have my bed.
No. Margaret will come in here with us, and Mr. Dussel can have her bed. It's the only way. Margaret, will you bring your things in here? And you go and help her.
Why, Margaret? Why can't I come in here?
Because it wouldn't be proper for Margaret to sleep with a...
Well, that's not fair.
Please don't argue, please.
Do you mind sharing your room with Mr. Dussel?
No, of course not.
Come in, Mr. Dussel.
This is Mr. Frank.
Mr. Otto Frank.
Yes. Please let me take your things. This is my wife, Edith.
Mr. Dussel?
This is Mrs. and Mr. Van Daan.
How do you do?
Their son, Peter. And my two daughters, Margaret
Pleased to meet you.
and Anne.
Thank you, Mr. Frank. Mr. Dussel, I'll leave you in good hands. Oh, Dirk's coat.
What can I say to thank you?
Mr. Crowler and Meep are our lifeline. Without them, we could not live.
Please. You make it seem very heroic. It's not that at all. We simply don't like the Nazis. We don't like their methods. We don't like anything about them.
I know. No one is going to tell us Dutchmen how to treat our damn Jews, right?
Pay no attention to Mr. Frank. I'll be up tomorrow to see that they're treating you right. Oh, don't trouble to come down again. Peter, you'll bolt the door after me, won't you?
Yes, sir.
No, Peter. I'll do it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good night, Mr. Crowler.
Good night, Mr. Crowler.
Mr. Dussel, please, sit down.
I'm dreaming. I know it. I can't believe my eyes. Mr. Otto Frank. Here. You're not in Switzerland, then? A woman told me. She said she'd gone to your house. The door was open. Everything was in disorder. She said she found a piece of paper in the wastebasket with an address scribbled on it. An address in Zurich. She said you must have escaped to Zurich.
Oh, Father put that there purposely, just so people would think that very thing. It worked, Tim. The address that you left, Mr. Dussel says that the people believe we escaped to Switzerland.
I'm glad. Let's have a little drink to welcome Mr. Dussel.
Huh?
To Mr. Dussel, we're very honored to have you with us.
To Mr. Dussel, welcome.
Welcome.
Mr. Dussel. Oh, that's good. Taste a little bit.
Did Mr. Crowler warn you you don't get much to eat around here? You can imagine. 3 ration books among the 7 of us, and now you make 8.
Mr. Van Daan, you don't realize what's happening outside, that you should warn me of a thing like that. You don't realize what's going on. Right here in Amsterdam, every day, hundreds of Jews disappear. people that you and I know, the Hallensteins, the Wessels.
Oh, no, no.
They get their call-up notice. Come to the Jewish theater on such and such a day and hour. Bring only what you can carry in a rucksack. If you refuse the call-up notice, then they come and drag you from your house and ship you off to Mauthausen, the death camp.
Do you know the Duvals? Do you know what's become of them? Their daughter Yopi's my best friend.
They've gone.
Gone?
With all the others.
Oh, no.
There were some people called Wagners. They live near us.
I think we should put this off until later. I'm sure that Mr. Dussel would like to get settled before supper.
Yes, I would. I brought very little with me.
I'm sorry we cannot offer you a room alone, but I hope you won't be too uncomfortable.
We had to make strict rules here, sort of schedule. I'll tell you after supper, Anne.
You'll come with me, Mr. Dussel?
Forgive me if I haven't expressed my gratitude to all of you. This has been such a shock to me. I always thought of myself as Dutch. I was born in Holland. My father was born in Holland, my grandfather. Now, after all these years, if you'll excuse me.
Well, here we are. You're going to be sharing the room with me.
I'm a man who's always lived alone. I haven't had to adjust myself to others. I hope you'll bear with me until I learn.
Let me help you with this. Do you always live alone? Have you no family at all?
No one.
How dreadful. You must be terribly lonely.
I'm used to it.
I don't think I could ever get used to it. Don't you even have a pet, a cat or a dog?
I have an allergy to fur-bearing animals. They give me asthma.
Oh, dear. Peter has a cat.
Here's a cat here.
Oh, we hardly ever see it. He keeps it in his room most of the time. I'm sure it'll be all right.
Let's hope so.
But it wasn't all right. And it wasn't just Mushy. It was me and Mr. Dussel. One battle after another between us. According to him, nothing is right about me. My appearance, my character, my manners. I think sometime I'm going to give him such a smack that he'll fly right up to the ceiling. He misses his electric drill. He's so afraid he'll lose his knack.
Kind enough to turn on the light, Mr. Dussel. It's all right, it was nothing. It was just a dream.
It's a nightmare.
Something must be done about that child, Mrs. Frank. Yelling like that. Who knows, but there's somebody in the street. She's endangering all our lives.
Please, Mr. Dussel, go back to bed. Anne will be herself in a minute or two. Won't you, Anne?
I'm going to the WC. The one place where there's peace.
What is it? What's happened?
A nightmare. She was having a nightmare.
I thought somebody was murdering her.
Unfortunately, no.
I'll sit here, right here beside you, until you fall asleep.
You don't have to.
But I'd like to sit with you very much, really.
I'd rather you didn't.
Good night, then. You'll be all right? There's nothing that you want.
Would you please ask Father to come?
Yes, of course I will. It's all right. I thank God that she will at least turn to you when she needs comfort. Go to her, Otto. She's still shaking with fear. Go to her.
Lie down quiet. Come. Try to sleep.
I'm a terrible coward. I'm so disappointed in myself. I think I've conquered my fear. I think I'm really grown up. And then something happens and I come running to you like a baby. I love you, Father. I don't love anyone but you.
It's good that you say you love me, but I really wish you would say you would love your mother as well.
Well, we have nothing in common. She just doesn't understand me. Whenever I try to explain my views on life to her, she asks me if I'm constipated.
You hurt her very much just now. She's crying. She's in there crying.
I can't help it.
Sure you can.
I only told the truth. I didn't want her in here. Oh, I was awful, wasn't I? And the worst of it is, I can stand off and look at myself. And I know what I'm doing is cruel, but I just can't stop doing it. What's the matter with me?
There's nothing the matter.
Tell me.
There's so little we parents can do to help our children. We can only try to set an example, to point the way. The rest you must do yourself. You must build your own character.
Oh, I'm trying to. Really, I am. I have a nicer side, Father. A sweeter, nicer side. But I'm scared to show it. I'm afraid that people will laugh at me if I try to be serious. So the mean Anne comes to the outside, and the good Anne stays on the inside. And I keep trying to switch them around, and have the good Anne on the outside, and the mean Anne on the inside, and be what I want to be, and might be. Oh.
We kindle this Hanukkah light to celebrate the great and wonderful deeds wrought through the zeal with which God filled the hearts of heroic Maccabees 2,000 years ago. They fought against indifference, against tyranny and oppression, and they restored our temple to us. May these lights remind us that we should ever look to God, whence cometh our help. Amen.
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 That was very moving.
Oh, it isn't over yet.
Sit down.
There's lots more. Songs and presents.
Presents?
No, not this year, unfortunately.
But always on Hanukkah, everyone gets a present. Everyone.
We are all here, alive. That is present enough.
No, it isn't. I have something. Presents. Come on, read it out loud.
You've never lost your temper. You never will, I fear. You are so good, but if you should, put all your crosswords here. Love, dear. A new crossword puzzle book. Wherever did you get it?
Well, it isn't new. It's one that you've already done. But I rubbed it all out. And if you wait a little while and forget, you can do it all over again.
Wonderful, Anne. Thanks.
You'd never know it wasn't you.
Mrs. Van Dam?
Oh, I feel awful. I never thought of getting anything to anyone. My goodness.
All Anne's idea.
Oh,
look at you.
oh, what is it?
It's hair shampoo. I put together all the odds and ends of soap and mixed it with the last of my toilet water. I wanted to write a poem to go with all of them, but I didn't have enough time. Yours, Mr. Van Dam, is really something. Something you want more than anything.
What is it? What is it?
Cigarettes.
Cigarettes.
Two of them. Pim found some old pipe tobacco in the lining of his coat, and we made them.
Ooh, light it, Pussy. Light it.
Oh, it's tobacco. Really it is. There's a little fluff in it, but not much.
It worked.
No.
It worked. Oh. Very good. Very good. Thank you. Good.
For Mother,
Very good.
Hanukkah greetings.
Here's an IOU. I promised to pay. 10 hours of doing whatever you say. Signed down front.
You wouldn't want to sell that, Mrs. Frank.
Never. It's the most precious gift I ever had.
For Father.
But Annette, I wasn't supposed to get a present.
It's a muffler. I made it out of odds and ends. I knitted it in the dark each night after I'd gone to bed. I'm afraid it looks better in the dark.
No. It looks beautiful. I'm sure it fits perfectly. Thank you.
That is for Mushi.
Oh, Mushi gets a present, too.
On behalf of Mushi, I thank you.
And this is for you. From Mrs. Quack Quack.
What is it, Peter? Go on, show it.
It's a safety razor.
For what?
Well, look on his upper lip. You can see the beginning of a mustache.
He wants a razor for that. Put a bit of milk on it and let the cat lick it off.
Think you're funny, don't you?
Look, he's going to try it.
Going in to take Mushi as present.
Mushi.
And last, but never least, my roommate, Mr. Dussel.
Present for me.
I made them myself.
Capsules. 2 capsules.
Medicine.
They're earplugs.
Earplugs.
To put in your ear so you won't hear me when I thrash around at night. I saw them advertised in a magazine. They're not the real ones. I made them out of cotton and candle wax. Try them. See if you can't hear me.
Wait till I get them in. So.
Are you ready? And now for the song. Father, please. Have you heard the Hanukkah song, Mr. Dussel? The song is the whole thing. Oh, Hanukkah, the sweet
I'm afraid we shouldn't sing that song tonight. It's a song of jubilation, rejoicing. One is apt to become too enthusiastic.
Oh, Father, please let's sing the song. I promise not to shout.
All right. But I'll keep an eye on you.
You. Out. How many times have I told you?
For heaven's sake, what's the matter with you? Put that cat inside.
Cat?
You heard me. Put it inside.
I have no cat.
It doesn't need to be a cat. The smell of his clothes is enough. When he comes out of that room...
No, don't let it worry you. I'm getting rid of that cat.
At last you listen to me.
No, I'm not doing it for you. That's all in your head, all of it. I'm sick of seeing that cat eat all the food.
That's not true. I only give him bones and scraps.
Don't tell me that cat gets fatter every day. Looks better than any one of us. Out it goes tonight.
No! If he goes, I go.
Now go.
You're not going, and the cat is not going. Oh, please. This is the time to celebrate. What's the matter with you people? Oh, Anne, please, sing the song again.
Oh, Hanukkah, the sweet
I think we should
celebration.
just blow out the candles.
No.
Then we'll have something for tomorrow night.
But, Father, you're supposed to let them burn themselves out.
I'm sure that God understands shortages. Praised be thou, O Lord our God, who has sustained us and permitted us to celebrate this joyous festival. Amen.
Amen.
Green Police, they found us.
If they had, they wouldn't have left. They would be up here by now.
I know it's the Green Police. They went to get help, that's all. They'll be back.
Or maybe the Gestapo, looking for babies. Or maybe a thief looking for money.
We've got to do something quick. Quick.
There's nothing to do but wait.
Get some water, please. Get some water.
No one is going to run water.
If they've found us, they've found us. Get the water. I'm going down.
No, Father. There may be someone there, waiting. Maybe a trap.
This is Saturday. There's no way to find out what really happened until Meep or Mr. Crawler come on Monday morning. We cannot live with this uncertainty.
Don't go, Father. Father, stay close to me. Shh. Butchie, where's our money? Go get our money. And you can find the Green Police dogs so much ahead. Butchie, go upstairs quick. Butchie, you gotta go to a concentration camp. They're gonna come up here and drag you out. Hey, back out!
Somebody go get Father.
I'll go.
Haven't you done enough?
Mr. Van Zandt, please go get Father.
Quiet. I lift up mine eyes unto the mountains, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord, who hath made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
It was a thief. That noise must have scared him away.
Thank God.
He took the cash box and the radio and ran away in such a hurry that he forgot to shut the straight door. He left it wide open. I think we'd better get some light.
Are you sure it's all right?
Oh, yes. The danger has passed.
Who says the danger's past? Don't you realize we're in greater danger than ever?
Oh, Mr. Dussel, please, would you be still?
Thanks to this clumsy fool, there's now someone who knows we're up here.
Yes, but who is that someone? A thief. A thief. A thief. You think a thief would go to the Green Police and say, I was robbing a house the other night and I heard noise above my head? You think a thief is going to say that?
Yes, I think he will.
I think you're crazy.
I think someday he'll be caught. And then he'll make a bargain with the Green Police. If they let him go, he'll tell them where some Jews are hiding.
Father, we can't stay here anymore. Let's go, please.
Go where?
Yes, where?
Have we all lost faith? All courage? A moment ago, we thought they'd come for us. We were sure it was the end. And we are alive and safe. We thank thee, O Lord, that in thy infinite mercy, thou hast again seen fit to spare us. Come on, man. The song. The song.
Oh, Hanukkah, oh, Hanukkah, the sweet celebration. Around the feast we gather in complete jubilation.
Happiest of seasons now is here. Many other reasons for good cheer. Together, wherever, whatever tomorrow may bring. So hear us rejoicing and merrily voicing the Hanukkah song that we sing. So hear us rejoicing and merrily voicing the Hanukkah song that we sing.
We have been here now for 1 year, 5 months, and 25 days. There is one great change, however. A change in myself. I read somewhere that girls of my age don't feel quite certain of themselves. that they become quiet within and begin to think of the miracle that is taking place in their bodies. I think what is happening to me is so wonderful. And each time, I have a feeling that I have a sweet secret. And in spite of my pain, I long for the time when I shall feel that secret within me again.
It's Meep.
Wake up, everyone. Meep's here. Mr. Dussel. Peter. Oh, Meep and Mr. Carla, what a wonderful surprise. Oh, hello. Hello, Mrs. Frog. Happy New Year. Oh, thank
Came to bring a New Year's greeting.
Didn't you should have at least one day to yourself?
Oh, don't say that. It's so wonderful to see them. I can smell the wind and cold on your clothes.
Here you are.
Thank you.
How are you, Margaret? Are you feeling any better? Oh, I'm all right.
Hello, Mr. Crowler.
Hello, me.
Hello, me.
Happy New Year.
Mr. Crowley.
It's my hope for peace in the new year.
Oh, thank you.
Look, what Meep's brought for us.
A cake.
Cake. I'll get some plates.
You must have used all of your sugar ration for weeks. It's beautiful, isn't it?
Oh, it's been ages since I even saw a cake.
Oh, Mr. Dussel, how are you?
Hello, Mr. Dussel.
Here's the knife, please, yeah. Now, let me see. How many of us will there be?
No, thanks.
None for me, thank you.
Good. That leaves 1, 2, 7.
8. 8 is the same number as it always
I
is.
left Margaret out. I took it for granted she won't eat anything.
Well, why wouldn't she?
Don't think it would harm her.
All right. I just didn't want her to start coughing again, that's all.
Please, Mrs. Frank should cut the cake.
Why, what's the difference?
It's not Mrs. Funk's cake, is it, Meep? It's for all of us.
Mrs. Frank divides things better, that's all.
What are you trying to say?
Forget it, Leaf. Cut
No, don't I give everybody exactly the same, don't I?
Leaf, cut
No, I want an answer, don't I?
Yes, everyone gets exactly the same. Except Mr. Van Daan always gets a little bit more.
Lie! She always cuts extra. Please!
See what the little sugar cake can do to us. It goes right to our heads.
Here you are, Mrs. Frank.
Thank you. Are you sure you won't have any meat?
No, really. I have to run. Dirk's taking me to a party tonight.
How heavenly. Now remember what everyone's wearing and everything you have to eat and everything so you can tell us tomorrow.
I'll give you a full report.
Thank you, Meep.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye, Meep.
Bye.
Goodbye, Meep.
Oh, Meep. Just a second. I'd like you to do something for me, please.
Where are you going? Woody, what do you want? Woody, what are you going to do? What's wrong?
Father's going to sell her fur coat. She's crazy about that old fur coat.
Is it possible that anyone can be so silly to worry about a fur coat in times like this?
It's none of your business. You say one more thing, Mr. Dussel. One more thing.
Oh, no! No, don't you dare! You hear me?
Just a little discussion over the advisability of selling this coat. It should fetch a good price, so if you would please sell it for us. And by the way, would you give me some cigarettes? I don't care what kind they are. Just give me all you can.
It's terribly difficult to get them, Mr. Fontaine.
I know.
I'll try.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
All right.
Goodbye, Meep.
Goodbye, Meep.
Mr. Crowler, are you sure you wouldn't like some cake?
Oh, I'd better not. I have some contracts here. I wonder if you'd look them over with me.
Of course.
If you could go downstairs.
What's happened? Something's happened, hasn't it, Mr. Crowler?
No, really, I want your father's advice.
Something's gone wrong, I know it.
If it is something that concerns all of us, I think it's better we all hear it.
It's a man in the storeroom. Carl, about 50, heavy-set, nearsighted. He came with us just before you left.
He was from Utrecht, wasn't he?
That's the man. A couple of weeks ago, he came into the storeroom and he closed the door and he asked me, "How's Mr. Frank?" "What do you hear from Mr. Frank?" I looked up and he was standing and staring at the bookcase. The bookcase that hides your door. He said he thought he remembered a door there. Then he told me he wanted more money. 20 guilders more a week.
Blackmail. 20 guilders. Very modest blackmail.
Do you know what I think? I think he was the thief that was down there that night. That's how he knows we're here.
How was it left? What did you tell him?
Told him I'd have to think about it. What should I do? Pay him the money? Take a chance on firing him? Or what? I don't know.
Is it so much he's asking? What are they paying nowadays?
He could get it in the war plant, but this isn't a war plant. Now, mind you, I don't know if he really knows or if he doesn't know.
Offer him half. Then we'll soon find out if it's blackmail or not.
And if it is, we've got to pay it, haven't we? Anything he asks, we've got to pay.
I'll offer him half then.
Thank you.
Goodbye. We'll hope for the best.
Goodbye, Mr. Carter.
You can thank your son for this. Smashing the light. I tell you, it's only a question of time now.
Sometimes I wish the end would come.
Margaret, you should be ashamed of yourself talking that way. Think of how lucky we are. Think of all the thousands of people dying every day in the war, of the people in concentration camps.
What's the good of that? What's the good of thinking of misery when you're already miserable? That's stupid. We're young, Margaret and Peter and I. You grown-ups have had your chance. But look at us. If we begin thinking of all the horror in the world, we're lost. We're trying to hold on to some kind of ideals, when everything, ideals, hopes, everything is being destroyed.
All right, Anne.
It isn't our fault the world is in such a mess. We weren't around when this all started. So don't try to take it out on us.
She talks as if we started the war. Did we start the war?
It's her cake. You left this.
Thanks.
I thought you were fine just now. You know just how to talk to them. You know just how to say it. I'm no good. I never can think.
You're making a big mistake about me. I do it all wrong. I say too much. I go too far. I hurt people's feelings.
I think you're just fine. What I want to say is, if it wasn't for you around, I don't know.
Do you mean it, Peter? Do you really mean it?
I said it, didn't I?
Thank you, Peter. March 6th, 1944. We've had bad news. The people from whom meat got our ration books have been arrested, so we've had to cut down on our food. Our stomachs are so empty that they rumble and make strange noises, all in different keys. I feel that spring is coming. I feel it in my whole body and soul. I feel utterly confused. I'm longing, so longing, for everything. For friends, for someone to talk to. Someone who understands. Someone young, who feels as I do. No, Mr. Dussel, I'm not dressed yet.
It's me, Anne. May I come in?
Come in, Mother.
Mr. Dussel is impatient to get in here.
For heaven's sake, he takes the room to himself the entire day.
Anne, dear, you're not going in again tonight to see Peter, are you?
That is my intention.
Well, you've already spent a great deal of time in there today.
I was in there exactly twice. Once to get the dictionary and then 3/4 of an hour before supper.
Aren't you afraid you're disturbing him?
Mother, I have some intuition.
Then, may I ask you this much, Anne? Please, Don't shut the door when you go in.
You sound like Mrs. Van Daan.
No. I don't mean to suggest anything wrong. I only wish you wouldn't expose yourself to criticism. That you wouldn't give Mrs. Van Daan the opportunity to be unpleasant.
Mrs. Van Daan doesn't need the opportunity to be unpleasant.
I know. But everybody is on edge, worried about Mr. Crowler, and this is one more thing.
I'm sorry, Mother. I'm going into Peter's room. I'm not going to let Petronella Van Daan spoil our friendship.
Why don't you two talk in the main room? It'd save a lot of trouble. It's hard on Mother having to listen to all those remarks from Mrs. Van Daan and not say a word.
Well, why doesn't she say a word? I think it's ridiculous to just take it and take it. Just a minute, dear Mr. Dussel. Well, here I go. To run the gauntlet.
Thank you so much.
Oh, my God, look at her. Oh, well, I don't know what good it is to have a son. I never see him. He wouldn't care if I killed myself. Just a minute, Anne. I would like to say a few words to my son. Do you mind? Peter, I don't want you staying up till all hours tonight. You've got to get your sleep. You're a growing boy. You hear?
Anne won't be late. She's going to bed promptly at 9. Aren't you, Anne?
Yes, Mother. May we go now?
Are you asking me? Well, I didn't know I had anything to say about it.
Listen for the chimes, Anne, dear.
Yes, Mother. Aren't they awful? Aren't they impossible? Treating us as if we were still in the nursery.
Don't let it bother you. It doesn't bother me.
I guess you can't really blame them. They think back to what they were like at our age. They don't realize how much more advanced we are.
In my day, the boys called on the girls.
You know how young people like to feel they have secrets? That Peter's room is the only place where they can talk.
Talk? That's not what they called it when I was young.
I think more seriously about life now. I want to be a journalist or something. I love to write. What do you want to do?
I was thinking of going off someplace. Working on a farm or something. Some job that doesn't take much brains.
You shouldn't talk that way. You've got the most awful inferiority complex.
I know I'm not smart.
That's not true. You're much better than I am in dozens of things. Arithmetic and algebra. Well, you're millions of times better than I am in algebra. You like Margaret, don't you? Right from the start, you liked her. You liked her much more than me.
Oh, I don't know.
That's all right. Everybody feels that way. Margaret's so good. She's sweet, bright, beautiful. And I'm not.
I wouldn't say that.
Oh, I know that. I know quite well I'm not a beauty. I never have been, and I never shall be.
I don't agree at all. I think you're pretty.
That's not true.
And another thing. You've changed. From at first, I mean.
I have?
I used to think you were awful noisy.
And what do you think now, Peter? How have I changed?
Well, you're quieter.
I'm glad you don't just hate me.
I never said that.
I bet when you get out of here, you'll never think of me again.
That's crazy.
When you get back with all of your friends, you're going to say, now what did I ever see in that Mrs. Quack Quack?
I don't have any friends.
Peter, of course you do. Everyone has friends.
Not me. I don't want any. I get along all right without them.
Does that mean you can get along without me? I consider myself your friend.
Well, if they were all like you, it'd be different.
Peter. Did you ever kiss a girl?
Yes, once.
That picture's crooked. Was she pretty?
Huh?
The girl that you kissed.
I don't know. I was blindfolded. It was at a party, one of those kissing games.
Oh. Then I guess that doesn't count, does it?
It didn't with me.
I've been kissed twice. Once by a man I'd never seen before, who kissed me when he picked me up off the ice. And then there was Kupois, a friend of Father's, who kissed my hand. You wouldn't say those counted, would you?
I wouldn't say so.
I know almost for certain that Margaret would never kiss anyone except if she were engaged to them. And I'm sure that Mother never touched a man before Pim. But I don't know. Things are so different now. Well, what do you think? Do you think a girl shouldn't kiss someone unless she was engaged to them or something? It's so hard to try and think what to do when here we are with the whole world falling down around our ears. And you think, well, you just don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. What do you think?
Well, I suppose it would depend on the girl. Some girls, anything they do is wrong. But others, well, it wouldn't necessarily be wrong with them. I've always thought that when two people...
"9 o'clock. I have to go."
That's right. You won't let them stop you from coming.
No. Sometime I might bring my diary. There's so much in it I want to talk over with you. There's lots of things about you.
What kind of things?
Well, I wouldn't want you to see some of it. I thought you were nothing. Just the way you thought about me.
Did you change your mind the way I changed my mind about you?
Well, you'll see.
Uh-huh.
What is it?
Otto, come quickly.
What's happening?
Why, he's stealing the food. You give me
Let him go. Let him go.
What's it? What is it?
The bread. The bread. You're stealing the bread.
It was you. And all the time we thought it was the rats.
How could you, Mr. Van Daan?
I'm hungry.
We're all of us hungry. I watch the children getting thinner and thinner every day. Your own son, Peter. I've had him moan in his sleep. He's so hungry. And you come in the night and steal food that should go to them, to the children.
He needs more food than the rest of us. He's used to it. He's a big man.
You are worse than he is. You are a mother. You sacrifice your own child to this man, this
Edith.
I don't think I haven't seen you. Always saving the choicest bits for him. I have watched you day after day and held my tongue, but not anymore. Not after this. Now, I want him to go. I want him to get out of here.
Edith.
Out of here.
What do you mean?
Exactly that. Take your things and get out.
You're speaking in anger. You don't mean what you're
I
saying.
mean, exactly that.
Look, for 2 years we have lived here side by side. We have managed to live in peace. Are we going to throw it now all away? I know it will never happen again. Will it, Mr. Van Daan?
She steals once, she'll steal again.
Edith, please, let us be calm. We'll all go to our rooms, and afterwards we'll sit down quietly and talk this out. We'll find some way.
No, I want them to leave.
You'd put us out on the streets?
There are other hiding places.
Yes, a cellar, a closet, I know, but we don't even have money left for that.
I'll give you money. Out of my own pocket, I'll give it to you gladly.
Mr. Frank, you once told my husband that you would never forget what he did for you when you first came to Amsterdam. You said you could never repay him.
My husband has owed any obligation to you. He has paid it over and over.
Edith, I've never seen you like this. I don't know you.
I should have spoken out long ago.
You just can't be nice to some people.
There would have been plenty for all of us if you hadn't come in here.
We don't need the Nazis to destroy us. We're destroying ourselves.
Here, give this to me. She'll find you a hiding place.
Mother, you're not putting Peter out. Peter hasn't done anything.
No, of course not. Peter can stay. When I say children, of course I mean Peter, too.
If my father goes, I'll have to go, too.
He is no father to you, that man. He does not know what it is to be a father.
I couldn't stay. I wouldn't feel right.
Very well, I'm sorry.
No, Peter. Peter, please. I don't care about the food. They can have mine. I don't want it. Just don't send them out now, please. It'll be daylight soon. They'll be caught.
Please, Mother. They are not going now. They stay until meat finds them a hiding place. But one thing I insist on. He must never come down here again. He must never come down to this room where the food is stored. We'll divide what we have, an equal share for each. And you can cook it down here and take it up to him.
No, we haven't sunk so far that we're going to fight over a handful of rotten potatoes.
Mrs. Frank, and Margot, Peter.
It's Meep.
At this hour?
Must be trouble.
I beg you, don't let her see a thing like this.
Mr. Van Daan, myself, Mr. Frank, Mrs. Frank, Anne, Margot, Peter, Mr. Van Daan.
Saving all the big ones for yourself. All the big ones. Look at that. Look at the
Mrs.
size of
Frank,
that.
Anne,
No.
Margot, Peter.
Stop it! Mr. Frank, the most wonderful news. The invasion has begun.
What? No.
You hear that, everybody? Did you hear what I said? The invasion has begun. The invasion!
Where?
It began early this morning.
How do you know?
The radio, the BBC. They said they landed on the coast of Normandy.
The British?
The British, Americans, French, Dutch, Poles, Norwegians, all of them. More than 4,000 ships. Churchill spoke, and General Eisenhower, D-Day they call it. I'm going to tell Mr. Crawler.
Well, this will be better than any, Doctor.
What part of Normandy did they land? Did they say?
Normandy. That's all I know now. I'll be up the minute I hear more.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you?
Pootie. Pootie. Pootie, what is it? What's the matter?
Oh, please. I'm so ashamed.
Oh, for God's sake.
Don't, Pootie. It doesn't matter now.
Didn't you hear what Meep said? The invasion has begun. This is a time to celebrate. We are going to be liberated. To steal bread from children.
We have all of us done things we are ashamed of.
Look at me. Look how I treated Mother, so mean and hard to her.
No, Hanukkah, no.
Oh, sorry.
Nobody's as bad as I am.
Stop it, let's be happy.
Come here, schnapps.
Schnapps! L'chaim.
Take it. Go ahead, take it. Oh.
What is it? What is it?
When I think of the terrible things I said.
Oh, no, you were right. You were right.
To say such things to you, our guests, our friends.
Stop it. You're spoiling the whole invasion.
August 1944. The invasion seems temporarily to be bogged down. I've often been downcast myself, but never in despair. I can shake off everything if I write. But will I ever be able to write well? I want to so much. I want to go on living even after my death. Another birthday has gone by. So now I am 15.
Mr. Frank, do you hear?
Yes, I hear.
It's a signal. I tell you, Meep's trying to get to us. She can't come to us, and she's trying to warn us of something.
Please, you're wasting your breath.
Something must have happened, Mr. Frank. For 3 days now, Meep hasn't been to see us. And today, the man came to work. There hasn't been a sound in the building.
Perhaps it's Sunday. We may have lost track of the days.
You there with the diary. What day is it?
I haven't lost track of the days. I know exactly what day it is. It's Friday, the 4th of August. If it's Friday, you're not a man at work. I tell you, Mr. Crowther's dead. That's the only explanation. He's dead, and they closed the building, and Meep's trying to tell us.
She would never telephone us.
Mr. Frank, answer that. I beg you, answer it.
No.
Just pick it up and listen. You don't have to speak. Just listen and see if it's Meep.
For God's sake, I ask you.
No, I've told you no. I'll do nothing that might let anyone know that we are in the building.
Mr. Frank is right.
Don't be telling anybody whose side you're on.
If you wait patiently, quietly, I believe that help will come.
I'm going down.
No.
Too late. So we just wait here until we die.
I can't stand it anymore. I'm going to kill myself.
For God's sake, stop it.
I think you'd be glad if I did. I think you want me to die.
Whose fault is it we're here? If you'd listened to me, we could have been safe somewhere in Switzerland or America. No, you wouldn't listen to me. You couldn't get rid of your things. You wouldn't leave your furniture.
Don't touch me.
Look, Peter. The sky. What a lovely day. Aren't the clouds beautiful? It's funny, but I used to take it all for granted. And now I've gone crazy about everything to do with nature. Haven't you?
I've just gone crazy. If we don't get out of here soon, I can't take much more of it.
I wish you had a religion, Peter.
No, thanks, not me.
Oh, I just mean some religion. It doesn't matter what. Just to believe in something. When I think of the goodness of the people that we know, Mr. Kraller, Neep, Dirk, the vegetable man, all risking their lives for us every day. When I think of these good things, I'm not afraid anymore. I find myself and God.
Oh, that's fine. When I begin to think, I get mad. Look at us hiding out here for 2 years, caught like... just waiting for them to come and get us.
We're not the only people who've had to suffer. There've always been people who've had to. Sometimes one way, sometimes another. And
That
yet...
doesn't make me feel any better.
You know what I sometimes think? I think the world may be going through a phase. Like I was with Mother. It'll pass. Maybe not for hundreds of years. But someday, I still believe, in spite of everything, that people are really good at heart.
I want to see something now. Not 1,000 years from now.
But Peter, if you just look at it as part of a great pattern, that we're just a little minute in life. Listen to us. Going at each other like a couple of stupid grown-ups. Look at the sky now. Isn't it lovely? Someday when we're outside again, I'm going to have to...
For the past 2 years, we lived in fear. Now we can live in hope. No more.
I'd gone to the country to find food.
When I got back, the block was surrounded by police.
We made it our business to learn how they knew. It was the thief. The thief who told them.
Seems strange to say this, that anyone could be happy in a concentration camp. But Anne was happy in the camp in Holland where they first took us. After 2 years being shut up in these rooms, she could be out in the sunshine and the fresh air she loved.
A little more?
In September, we were shipped to Poland. The men to one camp, the women to another. I was sent to Auschwitz. In January, we were freed. The few of us who were left. The war wasn't yet over, so it took us a long time to get home. We'd be sent here and there behind the lines where we'd be safe. Each time our train would stop at the siding or a crossing, would get out and go from group to group. Where were you? Where were you? At Mauthausen, at Buchenwald. Is it possible that you knew my father? Have you ever seen my husband, my wife, my son, my daughter? That's how I found out about my wife's death and of Margaret, the Van Dans, Peter. But Anne, I still hoped. Yesterday, I went to Rotterdam. I heard of a woman there. She had been in Belgium with Anne. I know now.
I still believe, in spite of everything, that people are really good at heart.
She puts